What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Wow! Well, members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you will receive a notification every time that I drop a video, and you can go and check the video out. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Man, I tried to iron this shirt for like a fucking hour, bro. An hour and a half or something I was ironing this damn shirt. I iron my own clothes. This motherfucker is still wrinkled. And that's why I probably need a woman in my life. I was about to say any women out there that know how to iron, but let me stop, man. This is not going to help me get women to my channel talking like this. I apologize, lady. I was just rambling. Let's get into it. And this story takes us once again to the volatile, violent Los Angeles County Jail, replete with violence. You cannot go to sleep and sleep comfortably in the Los Angeles County Jail. They used to say that if you can make it in the Los Angeles County Jail, you can do time anywhere in the world. This is probably not an understatement. It was very vicious and violent, and really, it still is. Certain rules and protocols that one must abide by, cannot flout, cannot transgress against. For if you do, you will pay a hefty price like anyone else. I brought you a similar story before about SouthSiders. Saying the N-word there in the Los Angeles County Jail. Excuse me. Now, I don't agree with this. And this transpired back in 1999, before it was prevalent, common amongst the SouthSiders and other groups and factions and ethnicities to say the N-word, before it was fashionable. It was rare to hear a SouthSider say the N-word back in the 90s. But it was really just coming to be. Now, I've said before that a lot of this is black people's fault for allowing them to do it, for allowing this to happen. That's the bottom line. I don't even say the N-word. I stopped saying it nearly 30 years ago. You'll never hear it come out of my mouth. It's ignorant. It's stupid. But black people saying it is one thing. Again, I disagree with black people saying it, just for the record. But we're not saying it to injure one another when we say it. We're not saying it as a derogatory term. Whether you agree with it or not, that is not our intention as we're using it towards one another. Some people have said it's a term of endearment, etc. Call it what you want. But when another group uses it, oftentimes it is used to damage and denigrate. Perhaps that's not always the case with the SouthSiders. They're now with the hip-hop culture. They listen to rap music, and so they say the word sometimes. Whenever I hear them say it, I let them know off the dribble from the beginning. That's not kosher, and it's not going to fly with me. I don't play that. Period. Now, back in 1999, here on the 2000 floor, or maybe actually it was the 3000 floor, we were in the state mile. So on the 3000 floor, the shot caller there, I believe, had a little racism himself. SouthSider was down there inside of the cell with other blacks, rapping songs just like the just like the story I told you before. Rapping rap songs, saying the N-word. Talking to his homies out on the tier, saying the N-word. Talking to his homie next door, saying the N-word. The black that was inside of the cell asked him, without aggression, to cease with that vernacular. That verbiage is not going to fly inside of the cell. He disagrees with it. Again, I understand this sentiment. I'm on his side. I disagree with it as well. So he has my support from the very beginning. But he asked the SouthSider you can say nicely if you will, let's just say respectfully, to cease using that vernacular inside of the cell. The SouthSider, just like the SouthSider in the previous story, said that he meant no disrespect by the word, but that instead he had grew up with blacks, etc., and that he felt comfortable with the black culture. And therefore, since he too is oppressed, he should be able to use the word. He should be able to identify with more oppressed people. It's not the first time our struggle has been used against us and has advanced the cause of other minority groups. The civil rights movement helped every group that was oppressed. Black people finally standing up helped every group advance their cause that was oppressed in the country. At any rate, that wasn't going to fly with the black dude that was inside of the cell. I forget his name, but I remember him clearly. He had a light-skinned D. Light skin with a long ponytail. D was his name. And you would probably mistake D, for a nice guy. Again, light skin, long, curly hair, ponytail, no tattoos. D wasn't even a gang member. So you would probably think that you can run over him. And perhaps that's what the SouthSider had in his mind when he told D again that he meant no disrespect, but he's not going to stop using the word because he meant no disrespect by it. But how can you continue to use the word when the person who the word is intended for is saying that they take umbrage to it? It's no longer about you and your intention. It's about how it is received by the person that's receiving it. I personally went to the shot caller after D explained all of this to me. I went through the proper protocol. I was hesitant to do it. Again, this was 1999. I had to been I was 25 years old. I was a bit of a hothead myself, but steeped in the black culture. And I really was hesitant because I felt like telling D, well, fuck all that. Particularly once you told him that you are taking umbrage to it and he still wants to continue down that vein. If it comes out of his mouth again, crash him, is what I wanted to tell D. But I had already been laced with the game. Even here in the Los Angeles County Jail, I understood the protocol that you go to their shot caller and give them a chance to rectify the situation. This is everywhere, in every prison and in every jail. A group gets out of line, an individual from a group gets out of line. You go to the hierarchy and you explain the situation and you say you want this person removed or whatever it is that you're asking for. And if they do not remove the person, as I've said many times before, then it's going to go up. It's going to be a riot. We're going to remove him ourselves. So I decided, against my better judgment and my emotional response, which would have just been to defy the protocol and to tell D to smash him. But instead, I kept my cool. I went to the shot caller. I explained the situation to him in detail. And I let him know that this vernacular was not going to fly inside of the cell. That my people are not happy with it. Not only D inside of the cell, but others on the tier. They've heard him say this word. He's really the only SouthSider around that's saying it. Again, it was rare in those days. The shot caller, well, he looked me right in the eye and told me that essentially he couldn't tell his people what to do. That he's sure that his people did not mean any disrespect by it. I told him, well, that's the same thing that his people had already said. But that's not going to fly. I'm disrespected by it, and so is the person inside of the cell. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Damn his intention, whether he's intending to disrespect me and him and my culture and people or not. I'm telling you, and we are telling you, that this is how we are perceiving his actions. That's it. But the shot caller, he was a bit defiant, stuck in his ways. And he's saying again, bro, I understand where you're coming from, but it's only so much I can do. I can't tell another man how to talk. This was the wrong answer. This was bad. There was really no one higher on the totem pole than him. I couldn't go above him and say, man, holler at your people. I'm already hollering at the shot caller. And I'm not about to keep running around trying to resolve this situation. You don't want to resolve it? I'm trying to tell you what it is. And you're being defiant? No wonder your people are in here doing this. No wonder he's in the cell saying what he's saying. He knows you're not going to do anything about it. You're only as good as your leader. Okay, no problem. We're done talking. I went to the blacks. I went to the black cells. I conversed with them at the cell door. Shh. Told them what was going on. I went and hollered at D and told him, bro, listen. I hollered at the shot caller. He's being defiant and he's not listening. He believes that we should not take umbrage to this sort of vernacular. And he's not going to tell his people to stop. Therefore, if the dude says it again, no matter how he says it, when or where he says it, because you've already made it clear, explicitly, abundantly clear to him that you take umbrage to this sort of talk. You said that respectfully. I said the same thing to the shot caller respectfully. Neither one wants to listen. Fine. Let's not talk anymore. If he says it again, you got the green light to get off on him. In fact, I would expect you, I'm telling you, to get off on him. And D said, say no more. That's all I wanted to hear. I told you from the beginning, fuck talking to them. But I understand the protocol, but look, he ain't want to listen, man. He said again, bro, I'm going to crash him up in here. Straight up. The SouthSider, he was a small dude compared to D. He didn't stand a chance. But he was defiant, willful, headstrong, intractable, if you will. Fine. Not long after, just a couple of days, the SouthSider was on the phone talking to his people. As he's carrying on with the conversation, D says he's sitting up and he's eating, minding his own business. He's not in the SouthSider's conversation. But the SouthSider's getting carried away on the phone. And once again, he says the N-word, the dreaded word. Now, he probably wasn't saying this deliberately, trying to irk D or push his buttons or see how far he can take it. He was probably just engrossed in the conversation and he let it come out. He's used to talking like this. But he's already made it clear as well that he's not going to watch his language, basically. So maybe it did come out deliberately. I don't know. In any case, it came out and D attacked him immediately while he was on the phone. He dropped his sandwich. Dry ass baloney. The hell with it. This is more important. I done told you. And he dropped his sandwich. And he attacked him. Boom, boom, boom. Right there while he was on the phone. SouthSider dropped the phone and was swinging back. But D did indeed drop him more than once. He was pissed off. And it went up in a couple of other cells because, again, the blacks already knew what was going on. They was already aware of the situation. That if you hear D down here getting down with this dude, you know why. You know what's going on. I've talked to the shot caller. He's not listening. So it's just going to go up. And they was all in agreement with it anyway. And it went up in a few cells. It did not go up in an entire module, but it went up in a few cells. Attacks happened. And the blacks were indeed the aggressors because we were ready and prepared, because they had already put us on notice, if you will, that it was going to happen again, because he couldn't tell his people what to do. And his people had already said that he meant nothing by it, and so basically you can't tell me what to say. I'm oppressed too. I'm one of y'all. Man, please. You're asking for trouble. And so the blacks was pissed off and it went up, bro. That's it. He attacked him. He dropped the dude. The SouthSiders did not like that. The shot caller came and hollered at me later on, like everything died down, and said, basically that D didn't have to attack him. That, there's another way that we could have settled it. I said, well, how was that? Because I came to you and talked to you about it already, and you didn't want to hear it, man. So what happened, happened. And if it's going to keep, it can go up again. It can go up again, bro. We not going for it, man. Tell your people to chill out with that nonsense. That's it, with all due respect. I got love and respect for the SouthSiders. They take care of business. Period. They're well organized and they take care of business. I learned that early on in my jailhouse career. But there's some things that no matter who it comes from, cannot be tolerated. And we have to stand up if we want our respect. That's all. That's what happened there. Shout out to D. The LA County Jail, if you're in there, if you're on your way there because you want to be defined, now listen to the gems that I tried to give you on my channel, and you find yourself engrossed and involved in a volatile Los Angeles County Jail, then mind your business. Don't gamble. And follow the rules. And you'll survive. I'll be back. And in the meantime, stay free, people.